Glory and evening grace, America. I'm Hugh inside the Beltway, but I'm going way out to North Dakota to talk to Ed O'Keefe. Ed is the CEO of the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library Foundation, which will soon open its doors to the public out there in North Dakota. Hello, Ed. How are you?
Well, hello, Hugh. Good to be with you.
I got to tell you, every time I see Doug Burgum, both when he was governor of North Dakota and when he became Secretary of the Interior, when I see Senator Kramer, anyone with a North Dakota connection, they tell me about this library. Tell me about this library, Ed.
We're all singing from the same song sheet, Hugh. I mean, that's the North Dakota pride we've got going. Well, the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library is under construction in Medora, North Dakota, which is where TR came and lived as a rancher and a cowboy, lived what he'd later called a strenuous life for the better part of 2 years. He owned that ranch for almost 20 years and said, I never would have been president except for my experiences in North Dakota. He came a broken man to a broken land. He recovered and healed in nature, and he went on to become the great American president we all know and love. And on July 4th, 2026, the 250th anniversary of America, this incredibly unique institution on 93 acres of beautiful land in the Badlands of North Dakota will open to the American public and the world.
Now, Ed, we share something in common. I have twice been the CEO of the Nixon Foundation, and I oversaw the construction of the Nixon Library in 1989 to 1990. It's not easy getting people to pay attention to a construction site, but you've been pretty good at that. Why is that? Why the continuing fascination with Teddy Roosevelt?
Well, I think Theodore Roosevelt is like a Rorschach test. I mean, what you see in him says more about you than it does about him. I mean, Elizabeth Warren's favorite president is TR. Josh Hawley's favorite president is TR. Obama and Romney's favorite president, TR. I mean, it's a remarkable kind of person that brings together Democrats, independents, Republicans. Everybody seems to find something they love about this enduring figure. And he's a quintessentially American president. He kicks open the door to the American century. He's the first president in an airplane, the first in a submarine, the first to go in a motorcade, the first American to win the Nobel Peace Prize. He saves the game of football. And oh, by the way, basically reinvents the concept of the national park system, 234 million acres of conserved land. Doubling the size of the national parks. I mean, he's just something for everyone in Theodore Roosevelt's presidency. But I feel a kinship with you, Hugh. It's not an easy job to get folks to pay attention to a president who's been gone from the earth for 100 years. You had the benefit of Nixon being with you during some of your process. Obviously,
Great
TR
benefit.
is not with us during this one, but it's he's with us in spirit.
Ed, how did you end up doing this? Because it's unusual. I always ask other presidential library director, foundation directors. I don't know if yours is going to the archive when you're done, but mine didn't. Ours stayed private for many, many years, and then it went to the archive, and then I went back and ran the foundation again. I'm just curious, how did you end up at the TR Foundation?
You, Hugh, I spent some time in media, and after I was done in media, I was thinking about what to do next. I wrote a book about Theodore Roosevelt. I'm from North Dakota, and I met Doug Burgum, and Doug is a heck of a salesman. He's a very good recruiter. If you don't want to do something, do not have Doug Burgum be the person recruiting you to do it. So it's a remarkable opportunity. I mean, it's something so unique and so special for my home state of North Dakota and for the nation. It's a gift for America and for the world, but it's not something I ever expected in my career, and I'm just blessed that the opportunity came to me.
Now, the interesting part is you have a lot of land. Nixon Library was on 20 acres. Reagan Library had a lot of land. Other ones are on less land. What are you going to do with all that land? 94 acres is a lot of land. How big is the actual museum footprint?
Yeah, it's a great question, Hugh. So the actual library is 100,000 square feet. It's in a west wing, which contains the exhibit experience, and an east wing where we have a 301 seat auditorium as well as classroom space. But the 93 acres is really what makes it special. It's designed by Snohetta, an American architect that's done some extraordinary work in our country. They did the 9/11 Museum here in New York. They did the San Francisco Museum of Modern Art out in California. They have really, they're landscape architects, and we like to say that the library is the landscape. So as opposed to Reagan or Nixon or many of the other libraries in the system, you have space to not just get in, but get out, to go on a hike, to go on a mountain bike ride, to ride a horse up to the library. I mean, it wouldn't be the TR Presidential Library if you couldn't ride a horse to it. And indeed, you can do that. So we want people, we want families to come. We want the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library to be the presidential library where kids drag their parents and families can really get to know this American hero and to decide how they can be a part of America and how they can contribute and give back in their civic and citizenship duties.
So some people won't know this. The landscape and building architect is often different from the museum designer. And museum design is a specialty. There are a lot of fabulous museum design companies out there. Who are you working with, and what they bring to the project? Why'd you pick them?
I love this, Hugh. I never get these questions, so I'm clearly talking to someone who knows his way around presidential libraries. So we're working with a great firm called Local Projects, and we're trying to design something that's not really your father's presidential library. We're going to have a narrative gallery that has traditional objects under glass, artifacts, exactly what you'd expect, the chronological experience of Theodore Roosevelt's life. But between those, you have adventure galleries where you can immerse yourself in the experience of TR's life. We want people to do things and feel things. In the boyhood recreation of his Roosevelt Museum of Natural History, we want you to feel curious, to reach inside a tree trunk and explore what's inside, to open a book and a extinct species of bird might join a wall of wonder. We really feel like Theodore Roosevelt's life is an example. It's not, you're learning not just about Roosevelt, you're learning from him. So you can decide the change you want to be in the world and get in the arena just like TR. So we're working with Local Projects. We're working with Dimensional Innovations out of Kansas City. We're working with some fabulous set designers and exhibit designers, Split Rock Studios and Blue Rhino out of Minnesota. We've got so many subcontractors, I can hardly keep track of them at the moment, because it's going to be a really fabulously immersive, almost theatrical experience.
Well, it sounds wonderful, Ed. Now, the most important question is location, location, location. It's going to open on July 4th next year, on the 250th birthday. Which interstate is it close to? Because I want people to see in their mind a map. North Dakota isn't exactly on everyone's journey, but everyone will go once they know they can get to the TR library. How do you get there?
The journey is the destination. We're on Interstate 94. We're only about 4 hours north of Mount Rushmore. We're 20 miles from the Montana border, about 5 hours from Yellowstone National Park, and about 6 hours from Glacier. So we hope people are going to travel the TR Triangle. They're going to be families on their Great American Road Trip. They're going to see Mount Rushmore. They're going to come to the Theodore Roosevelt Presidential Library, maybe head out west and go do Yellowstone or Glacier. And we are right next to Theodore Roosevelt National Park, the only park named for a person, let alone a president. So there's already 800,000 visitors a year that come to Theodore Roosevelt National Park. It's a great, beautiful 74,000 acre park. Again, a place where you can go out and picnic or horseback ride. We've got a 144-mile mountain biking trail that goes right by the library and next to some of the most beautiful parts of the park. So it's going to be a destination for people to spend some time, not just in the museum, but outdoors, in nature, being in the place where Theodore Roosevelt actually lived, actually ranched, actually was a cowboy, and you too can go discover the wonders that he explored in his time.
Very last, very practical question. Where do people want to have their conference there stay? Have you figured out with a hotel partner yet, or a chain partner yet? We got a minute, Ed.
You got to stay at the Rough Rider Hotel. We got about 600 hotel rooms in town, and the Rough Rider is awesome. The Badlands Motel is right there. with the national park there and with our partners over at the Theodore Roosevelt Medora Foundation, they put on a summer musical from Memorial Day to Labor Day. You can see a great American musical in an outdoor amphitheater, seats 3,000 people, plenty of places to stay, plenty of places to eat. This is the next great American road trip for you and your family. So come on out to Medora, North Dakota after July 4th, 2026. You can see the TR Library, and it's an inaugural year.
And Ed, what's the website?
trlibrary.com. Get in the arena. Join us at trlibrary.com.
Ed O'Keefe, great to talk to you. trlibrary.com. Go make a plan. July 4, 2026, a new must-get-to destination. I am glad to give a lift to a fellow Presidential Foundation exec. Stay tuned, America.